Welcome to the Command Center podcast. I'm Logan Paulson, here with Santana Moss and Fred Smoot and the Hawks outside. No.
How they got here?
No, how do you say it?
No, you were like, is them Hawks in there? What we talking about, people? You know, when people say the saying, really they try to say it's cold outside, they be like, oh, that Hawk outside.
That Hawk outside.
We tried to tell Logan about this.
Logan
Say he didn't know nothing about it, so he tried to hit us with, hey, man, the Hawks outside. I started turning my back. Where they at?
Is they flying overhead? This dude right here, man. How could you be in locker rooms?
I don't know.
I didn't know what was coming up. He said, man. I was like, what happened?
That Hawk outside.
No.
That Hawk outside.
For some reason, it's not coming off clean.
Right, yeah.
How do you say it?
Hey, Fred, that Hawk outside.
That Hawk
Thank you.
That Hawk outside. No. I don't got it yet. I'll practice tonight.
practicing, man.
I'll go over in the mirror and
Just
practice
look
tonight.
in the mirror. Yeah.
That Hawk outside. That Hawk.
That Hawk outside.
Hey,
give it a little. That Hawk outside.
That's it. I'm just so shocked. Do they not say that in California?
I've never. The thing that gets me is I never heard it in the locker room.
That's what shocks me because
And
I know all the cold practices.
For 10 years, I was out there, and
And you never heard Tanner run by past. You're like, that Hawk outside.
I mean, I was probably like, oh, where?
You would have saw how I dressed that day for practice. Boy, Tanner put on all that Hawk out there.
Listen, it's the easiest thing.
I'm like, man, why is everyone talking about Hawks?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it is.
All right, just a reminder, guys.
Yep.
The Hawk outside.
We are brought to you by Bet365. At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe every sport should be epic. That's why we offer an NFL early payout offer. Get your straight bets paid out or parlay selections marked as winners when your team goes up by 17 points.
Yep.
Regardless of whether the opponent comes back to win the game. Our NFL early payout offer has hit over 52 times this season. Use the QR code, which is right over here someplace, to sign up and see for yourself why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Official sports betting partner of the Washington Commanders. And now in an effort to make sure who's reading this disclaimer the best, Fred's gonna do his first read.
Disclaimer. Must be 21 plus and physically located in Virginia. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
That was pretty good.
Hey, man, it
was very dramatic.
Fred really be trying to put on his different acting voice.
I know. It's like,
you know what I'm saying?
I felt like I was like at the Academy Awards.
Sometimes he be like,
second.
this is Fred Smith.
I'd have had my acting chops on a couple of things. I'd have been in a couple of shows.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Yeah.
No, I'm not
Don't
buying it.
get him started,
I'm not
man.
buying
Let's go.
it.
Let's
Not
go.
buying
No,
it.
I did.
Not buying it.
Don't
Fred
forget, I
gonna
worked
sit
at CBS. I've been in a couple of episodes of the Blue Bloods and all kinds of stuff in that building. Once they get
Don't
you
look
in that
over here.
building,
Don't look
London
over here.
worked in that building with me. They had me doing New York news.
Okay, we're gonna fact check that real quick. All right, Jason's gonna be on it. But while Jason's fact checking, we have the Miami Dolphins coming to town this week.
I never thought I'd sit here and be like, when I hear that name, be scared.
Be scared.
Be terrified.
And
I'm a Miami guy.
So stop it.
I grew up in Miami, and it's never been a time where when I heard the Dolphin name, I was terrified.
Well, why are you terrified?
Until now. Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill,
The
Jalen
animals
Waddle.
they got. I told you they
It's
animals.
not even just Tyreek Hill. It's the offense that I know I once played in. And I remember Kyle Shanahan telling me in 2010, I wish I would have got Tanner in his prime with this offense. Because by the time he got me, that was my third knee surgery. Let me correct
So you were
myself.
like 11 years in.
And I was 11 years in, and even though I had one of my better seasons, I caught more passes that first year with him than I did my whole career. I had 93 catches for, I believe, 1,000 or 1,100 some yards. It was so much left on the field. Like, I wasn't run out to catch Tanner in 2010 because I had just had knee surgery. But the year after or two, I was running to catch Tanner, but now I'm in the slot. So I don't get the same volume. So watching this offense, man, and then watching the mad scientists, McDaniels behind it. Like he was my receiver coach.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember how young he was at the time, and I remember how how much respect he showed me. And I'm a guy, you know me, y'all know I'm all about business.
Yeah,
I'm barely saying anything. I'm probably giving Pierre the knee every now and then when he want to MF you know, Mike or whoever. You know what I mean?
That must have been a crazy receiver.
Pierre was
by the
one of
way.
those guys. He's gonna MF you every now and then.
That's how he played.
He called Pierre the mean Haitian.
Yeah, that's who
called
he
him
is.
the mad Haitian.
The mad Haitian.
Pierre was that guy that, man, like I love playing with Pierre. Just the grit about him. Like he was a defensive minded player.
He was a man,
in a receiver body.
Yeah,
like,
very Anquan Bolden.
Like he would run over you.
Yeah.
He would snatch your face mask off.
Block
if
you
allowed
to the
him
ground.
You know what I mean?
But he always knew where the line was too.
And
I respect
always,
that about him.
he always, like he was a very well respected guy because of that. But even when he wasn't saying anything, Mike was terrified of Pierre. You could almost just sense, you know how you sense it in the room?
Yeah.
And it was like Mike used to probably sit there, even though he never said it, I remember our conversations after some of those meetings or after the year, and he always would tell me how much he appreciated me. And I'm like, oh, Mike really leaned on me to be like the guy that made the room.
The guy between the guys.
Yeah, because he knew if Tanner ain't if Tanner said something, everybody was gonna respect it. So I would go out my way at times, like, all right, guys, let's get it. You know, all right, guys, enough. Because the room will get loud.
Yeah.
And Mike be waiting, like, okay, when the floor. And I'd be like, all right, guys, time to go. And everybody, you know, and that's the respect they gave me from just, like I said, from just being a guy that went about his business the way I did. But I love Mike. And I just know his brain then was telling me that he was going to be this guy he is today as a head coach, you know?
Well, it's the offense to me would make it scary. Some of the scariest weapons in the league, hands down.
Yeah.
An unorthodox run game and pass game. So, meaning nobody else we play this year is going to run the offense like this. Not with the motion, not where they put guys, not where they're trying to get to.
Maybe San Fran. Yeah. But it's like, to your point, it's like a different version. It's like natural.
Like San Fran has it, but to me, they're more
like
bullish.
They're not.
Yes.
They're more bullish. They're not like quick and fast.
Like this team.
This is fun and gun. And San Fran is like, we got a little fun in it, but we can't gun it like we want to. You know what I mean?
So one is just speed, sports car. The other one SUV.
Yeah, SUV.
And you can tote the family
SUV
in.
with rims on.
Yeah, with rims. 22s on it. All right, so at the end of the day, now you got not only this problem to figure out how, what, and why. Now you got to figure out who are we, because now Coach Rivera is taking over the coaching.
Yeah.
So this is a week he has to come in, study an offense he's never seen before, and come up with a plan to stop it. I'm sorry. You're going to have to be forced to play probably more zone than you want to. And you're going to probably have to get after them on early rundowns. Yeah. You want them to play behind the chain.
Yes.
Because if they are playing on time, they are unstoppable.
They're very good.
And you know, another thing I want to add to this, because I know we're going to get to talking a little more about the beef part of this show and this discussion. When you play offenses like this Miami Dolphin offense, you have to throw at them. You have to not sit. You can't sit and wait.
Yeah.
If you sit and wait, you're a dead man. You know what I mean? You have to attack. Every time they put you in one of them situations where he's doing that little read option, RPOs, run, just hit somebody. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, it's going to make him have to make a decision now instead of him saying that, okay, I'm going to let him dictate what I do. No, if you hit the first man, now he got to panic and do something, or same way when you get the ball in Tyreek hands or Waddle hands.
Yeah.
Tyreek more scary to me than Waddle. Both of them fast as all outdoors. Yeah. But Tyreek one of those guys that he can break a tackle too. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Waddle's one guy, he's gonna beat you deep, and he's a little guy. He don't want to probably get hit all the time. But hey, we can talk about this a little later. But it's just scary, man, going up against these guys.
Oh, yeah, and it is scary because they got so much team speed. So we teased in the last show Fred's 40 time.
It's all lies. Like, they ain't found the real time yet. Jason found a different time. He found a different time. You went and looked. Then you go to scouting department.
I did, and they gave me a time.
And it was the wrong time.
It can't be the wrong time. If the Pittsburgh, so I went to the scouting department here in Washington. The head of college scouting, awesome dude, was like, I'll find it for you. Yeah. He apparently, like, all of the records after like 2000 were like lost in a flood or something like that. So they didn't have it here.
A fire in the NFL office.
Fred lit it on fire. So he called his boy in Pittsburgh and was like, what's Fred Smoot's 40 time? Yeah. And so
what did he say?
The Pittsburgh Steelers scout said 4.41.
He lying, man.
And right here we have a 4.48.
Yeah. Like, come
that's
on.
what Google
that's a big
said.
discrepancy.
I'll give you guys a fun fact. I'll give you guys a fun fact. I'll give the guys a fun fact. Both of you guys have my jersey numbers in your 40 time. Fred has 48. I wore 48 as a freshman.
Oh, that stunk so bad.
Hey, but I'd have made you.
And I got 89.
No, you wouldn't have.
I'd have made you look.
I was already starting as a freshman.
It don't matter. You'd have lined up in front of me 48 with
Hey,
a
listen, and I'd had that 4 in one hand and 8 in the other.
And just because you talk a good game, let me go ahead and finish my little. And you had the 4.8.
89, man.
And that's the 89.
What was your 40?
They had to get a sundial out for mine, but it was 4.89.
Yeah. So both of you
Which
guys,
is not great, but it's I played in the league with it, so.
Yeah. Listen, it's fast. You 270 pounds.
It is true.
I give you that. It's not a bad 40.
This is a guy here. When you talking about 40, just to know that he ran under 5 is okay with me. No, because I told you, this is Paul Bunyan. I used to look at Loden like, boy, it's a huge dude.
Yeah.
Man. I'm talking about he just walked out that thing like he was just like.
Just lumbering.
Like, boy, like I can tell looking at his cleats, he wasn't running nowhere. Like he.
That's right.
Logan had them cleats on, like they was big as all
Them
outdoors.
big Jordans,
Them things was just laced all the way up to the top. And I'm like, bro, he ready to go ahead and power drive somebody's kid. You
So
hear
he
me?
basically George Foreman out there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, built for power, not for speed.
Yeah.
But according to this, according to our producer Jason, did some great research. Tyreek Hill. So I could not have played for Miami because they value speed. Wasn't very fast. The question is, Tana for sure could have. But what's your 40 on here, Tana?
Yeah.
4.31, which I think is slow because I had you at a 4.26 on some stuff.
This is how it goes, and it's funny to me. It's cool. It's cool because they round mine off, so I'm not tripping. But in the 40 when I ran in 2000, and by the way, just to flex a little bit, you know I like flexing. I was the fastest in my draft class. So in 2001, look it up.
Were you really?
Me, Vic, I was the fastest out of all those guys in the 40. But I would tell you this. I ran 4.35 out the gate. It was my first 40. 4.35 out the gate. My second 40, I only ran 2 that day. My second was a 4.26. So what they did was they rounded off and it became to either 4.3 flat, 4.31. So I don't understand that because if you're in the track and field, I was a track and field runner. When I ran hundreds, when I ran the prelim 100, and then I ran the finals, they not putting those two things together.
No,
they're going to say, whatever was the fastest
and this
is the time. And if you ran faster in the finals, then that's the one they do. You don't run fast in the prelims and then get a faster time. So for them to round it off, I took it. But at the end of the day, everyone know I clocked the 4.26.
Yeah.
See, now
what?
I tell you, they got mine wrong. They don't get it. No, they did.
Well, it's a difference though.
Because he's acknowledging.
Yeah, it's cool.
Hey, this is what I ran. I ran a 4.35 and I ran a 4.26. They averaged the times. This was the result. He has never, ever since I've known him, since I played with him, wavered from that story. That's been the story the whole time.
You earlier in life.
You are telling me something different every single week. And so that's why I was like, I got to go.
It was a 4.37. And then it came to a 4.47. Oh, now it's a 4.48. Oh, it was a 4.41. You right.
Hey, listen, man. I just can't make it with y'all offensive players.
And then, so the other thing that got me about you, Fred, this is a little funny story. We did this segment in the offseason for like Logan Lives in the Comments or some show we were doing. And I found it, and I said, "Oh, it's a 4.41." And you said,
"That's wrong."
And you said that's a lie. So then every time I've given you, it's a lie.
Yeah.
But you've never actually given me a time.
Because them times ain't low
Probably
enough.
worse.
I want you to. You found out everything. Then don't forget, me and you raced.
We did race. You left early, and I still believe after watching you run that if I were to warm up, I got you.
No,
because I'm actually working out still.
I was looking back, holding my pants up.
I was running with a football like an idiot for some reason, like high and tight. Like I was.
Logan's in that beat.
So, according to this, Tyreek Hill runs a 4.29, which seems slow.
He's way faster than that.
Yeah,
Waddle ran a 4.37.
I think he's faster than that.
Yeah, Raheem Mostert ran a 4.37. I've played with him. He is legit fast.
Yeah.
And then maybe the fastest guy in the team when you turn on the film is Devon A-Chain.
Yeah.
He is redonkulously fast. And the fact that he might be hurt is a huge blessing.
They said we might not see him. That's
because when you go watch their explosive runs and the explosive pass plays,
all of them, yeah.
dude, he is the guy that makes that thing go. So according to this, you and I couldn't play for them, Fred.
Well, you didn't say what the corners. Xavier Howard, he ain't the fastest, and Jalen Ramsey ain't the fastest.
But he ran a 4.3. Did he run a 4.3, Jalen?
No, he ain't a 4.3.
I know Jalen. I know Ramsey damn sure ain't running no 4.3.
Yeah,
But Ramsey just one of those guys. Like
rough.
he put fear in your heart by the way he plays the game.
Yeah,
You know
he's
what I mean?
good,
Like
man.
so.
Yeah.
So, but I think when it
Google
comes down
says
to
a
it,
4.41.
Oh.
Who's that?
Jalen Ramsey.
For Jalen Ramsey.
4.41.
So you could
that's
have been.
pretty good for.
So I'm on there, right?
Yeah, you're on there.
good.
But he's also like.
But he's way slower than Fred. So I think Fred.
You think
is
he's
faster
slower than Fred?
Yeah. I think Fred faster than Ramsey.
Man, listen, you don't want to give me no love, Logan. That's fine.
Fred, look, I will say this. Without knowing a 40 time, I never looked at Fred as being a slow corner. You know what I mean? I watched him run in college, and then, when we played them, the one year I was in New York, we came up here and played him, and then playing with him, he always laughing, so he's a little hyena, you know what I mean? He laughing while he running. But I never saw him as being slow. Now, I played against corners, and I'm like, he just got big feet.
Yeah, he can't run.
Slow.
You can't pick him up and down with me, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
I think, and you can't never really judge guys by
Because they
their
play
tests.
different. They play
Because
different.
even as a guy in school, I didn't test well, but I passed my
But you
classes.
knew all the information.
The same way with guys running these 40 times. They don't test well. They don't run fast.
And I
at
think
the
you
test,
should let corners do it. But you know how when they racing horses, they'll put the little rabbit out in front?
Yeah. Not with horses, with dogs.
With dogs,
Dogs,
rather.
yeah.
Dogs.
So DBs are naturally chasers.
Uh-huh.
So I think the 40 times would be even faster if we
you
were
were
chasing
chasing.
something.
Yeah, chasing something.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, put a ball there for me.
Yeah,
Because I'm going to
you,
get it.
You see what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
you probably hit a top speed. How you do your 40 chasing the ball?
I've found more gears going after a football than I
Sure
did
you have,
running to
Yeah.
the finish line.
Yeah.
Sure you have.
I can't turn over running to a finish line, but I can do it going after a football.
All right, and just a reminder, right, Fred? We're brought to you by Bet365.
Yeah, we are.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe every sport should be epic. Right now, new customers can choose between two offers when they open an account at Bet365. Use the QR code, which is over there someplace, to deposit $10 and choose between either First Bet Safety Net offer or placing a bet up to $1,000. And if your qualifying bet loses, you receive a matched refund in bonus bets, or bet and get an offer and place a bet of $5 or more and get $150 in bonus bets.
Oh, I gotta try that.
Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365, official sports betting partner of the Washington Commanders. Now, Tana, it's your turn to read, and Fred had a pretty solid disclaimer reader.
Yeah,
there.
But I ain't changing mine. Must be 21 plus and physically located in Virginia. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's pretty good.
See, I
That's
used to be part of the Oprah Winfrey Club, so.
Lord have mercy.
What?
See, that's another lie he be telling. That's why you can't never trust the dude, man.
Hey, just saying nonsense.
I don't know where
All
he
right.
get it from either. It just come off the top of his head.
All right, so obviously we know that the Miami Dolphins are a very fast football team, very explosive
Yes.
football team.
Very explosive.
Ron's calling the defense now. What is the game plan for Ron to kind of slow them down? And again, I did a little bit of research on this per Jason's request.
Yeah.
He said they've lost 3 games this year. How did those 3 teams slow down this offense? So I looked into that. I got some insight on that. But Fred, what are you thinking? What's the thought here with Ron?
All right, I'm thinking since they see these explosive plays and they think pass. This is a run-first team.
They do like to run the ball.
Do not get it twisted. I'm blitzing hot on early downs, trying to get you behind the chains, only to back off and play cover 4, press cover 4, and press cover 2s. I'm going to play, and then 2 are not a runner.
No,
Right?
no.
So I can pull out my 2-man and dust it out
A
this
little
week.
bit 2-man in those games that I
sprinkle it
watched.
in.
Yep.
Now, what I really want to do is I want to play you in tight spots. I want to play you in red zones, in goal zones. And I think that's where you make the plays with this team, where now your speed doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
All right? The field has shrunken. So I say attack early, play coverage, 2-man, have it all day
before
long.
you go, Tanner, real quick, I got a story about Mike McDaniels.
Yeah.
So you mentioned the run game stuff. Obviously, he was the run game coordinator in San Fran. I was there with him when he was the run game coordinator. And I remember it was like week 4 or 5. I walk into his office, and he's got the lights off, big old screen, kind of like the one up here on the wall.
Yeah.
He's got his blanket on. All the lights are off. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And he's got the clicker, and he's sitting there. And he's like, I'm just looking for angles. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, well, check this out. If we're in I, look where the linebackers are.
Yeah.
And they were plus to the tight end side.
Yeah.
I want the fullback to be in strong. I go, the linebackers were neutral. I want them to be in strong, so he'd let the motion go. And he's like, you see how they're right here? You see how they're right here? They plus the tight end. See how all angles for the all linemen are bad? I don't want that. I want to find a way to get this strong position off of a jet motion. And so he would sit there and study to find these angles for these offensive linemen. And in Command Center this week, we broke down some runs.
And you
can see how good they are at finding those angles. And when that running game is cooking and they got the angles they want, they are a dangerous bunch. Yeah. But that being said, Tana, you had some interesting thoughts on this. And again, like I said, I looked at those 3 games. You said something earlier this week on the Command Center show about slowing down this offense that was right. Do you remember what it was?
No, I don't. Remind me.
So you said you got to press them a little bit.
Yeah. Aggravate them.
Aggravate them. And so when you watch these 3 games, so in addition to those angles and those Mike McDaniels, right, you got to make sure you really be locked in when the run fits, because that's really important.
Yeah.
And when you watch the Buffalo Bills game, for example, those 3 linebackers they had when everybody was healthy, this is before everyone got
boys, yes, sir.
They were ripping to the football, man. They'd pitch that football, try to get outside, and they'd outrun the whole offensive line.
Yeah.
So that was great. But what they do a ton of is they pressed a little bit, and not crazy press, but basically what they did is, to understand what this offense is doing, this Miami Dolphins, they're basically like a ton of quick game. A true West Coast. They're not pushing the ball down the field. Tua doesn't have a big arm, right? Even on the deep stuff down the field, it happens really quick. So what they did, Philly, Miami, Kansas City, or not Miami, Philly, Buffalo, and Kansas City, they press a little bit, take away the first read, and then get home with 4. That's what they did, because the biggest secret with this team, despite all the offensive scheme they got, is that their offensive line's not very good in pass protecting situations.
And you just said it, and the quarterback ain't got the biggest arm.
And more than anything, I remember just being in this offense with Cal. The timing of the route
so important.
is so. I'm talking about if you don't get to that spot on that drift,
it don't work.
I got to go to second read. And depending on what's going on with that pass rush, or the guy who's running that second or third route, if they're covered, then now I got to reload and go somewhere else, get rid of the ball. So watching Tua, he's not a guy that wants to reload. He don't want to recock that gun. He don't want to get off the spot. He want to be able to throw it now. And when he's throwing it now, he's one of the best in the league. But if you get after him and move him from a spot and have him have to throw, that's when you got him. And you were not lying. I watched that game in Kansas City that they was this close of beating them. I think they was on the road, actually. It was probably
in Germany.
Europe somewhere. In Germany. They was close to winning that game, but the one thing that stood out the most, and we know Kansas City defensive backs ain't that good, but 38 has been playing well this year.
They've been playing pretty good this year.
But know what he did well? Press. He pressed them to he was so aggravating. I was aggravated watching the game. Like, bro, let him run around. But I saw a difference in how Tua couldn't throw the ball to the guy when he wanted to. Because he didn't want to risk putting it up there, and now that safety's playing over the top, who was helping out a little bit, it's going to get a chance to get a pick.
And that's why I said I want to press the cover 4s and press the cover 2s, and then it still gonna look like 2-man.
They still played a lot of zone. They still play zone. You got to play zone. You got to rely on your safeties. But it was enough of a disruption early, and it's a quick game, so he's not super deep off the line. And if the pressure's there, they can't get to what they want to do. Like the drift you mentioned, they throw that drift a ton, which is basically like hard play action, blind throw to 10 yards.
Linebacker come up and bam.
And that's what Robert did so well when he was here. But like if you disrupt that timing even a little bit, it's dead.
The play dead.
And so that's what you'll see. If they get out of that rhythm as a passer and they aren't running the football well, the offense gets a little too, I don't want to say
stagnant.
Stagnant's the word. Stagnant's the word.
Mississippi State.
So I think basically our conclusion is like, if you can disrupt them early, right? Disrupt them early. Got to stop the run too, right? Because what I will say that they, unlike Kyle, who's like committed to running the football, Mike knows it's important to run the football, but he'll forget. He'll get away from it.
He'll get pass happy.
He'll get a little.
The weapons he have on the outside.
Oh, might as well, right?
And watch their screen game too now. They do
absolutely
run screen game. They run it from funky formations. So
I do think there is a formula there. It's just about, and maybe I'll ask Fred, both you guys this. Can we do that? Do we have the personnel
what
to get
stop speed? Blunt force. All right, the most physical team. Look at the team they lost against. They was more physical than the Dolphins that day. Trench warfare will be important. Sometimes it ain't about catching these people. It's about when I do catch them, We lay the lumber on them.
Yeah.
Time after time after time again.
Yeah.
All right, it's supposed to be a little chilly out there. Make them feel it.
Yeah.
All right, at the end of the day,
And that's one of the things we have going on our side. One, they've lost on the road.
Yeah.
And then
3-3 on the road.
They're not as good in cold climates. You know what I mean? So I mean, we've seen these guys be.
Get those hamstrings nice and tight.
You know, we've seen them be world beaters, but when they go into those different,
environments,
climates, hey, it's a struggle. It's a little harder getting warmed up. You know what I mean? So
I think that's the thing. So if you can disrupt their timing on the passes, and be aggressive to fit the run,
yes,
because they're relying on you being a little late, and letting the offensive line get up to you and covering guys up at the second level and letting those guys who are like we mentioned how fast everyone is, right? Let those guys eat. You can just be decisive to the ball as a linebacker, disrupt the timing a little bit. You give yourself a shot. And I think the other thing that in the Bills game. The Bills, like Josh Allen, played out of his mind. I think he threw for 4 touchdowns and ran for another one.
Yeah,
he was
that
awesome.
sounds about right.
But they got in good game flow, so they were ahead early.
Yeah,
right. And then they forced the
play
Dolphins to kind of reach a little bit, right? Yeah. So can Sam Howell and EB get that done? And what do you expect?
I think they can. You gotta understand, man. One of the things about this game, and we were just talking about this, you never know.
Any given Sunday.
You never know, bruh. And all it takes is for the team to find they have a way. Like we saw the Giants do that against us.
Yeah.
They was ready to fold their tents.
Yes.
Now everybody
but we gave them hope.
DeVito in New York right now.
We gave them hope. We gave them hope, man. And so I look at this like the same way, man. If the Dolphins lay around and don't have those explosive plays.
Don't come out
with the same kind. Because I watched film on them when they played. Who they played? The Jets.
Yeah.
The Jets was in the game.
Oh yeah.
The whole first. I mean, it wasn't
with Zach Wilson.
dominant performance. They allowed them to play in there, but just offensively, the Jets couldn't get nothing going.
Yeah.
We know our offense can get stuff going
eventually.
So defensively, if we can just be that bend but not break and keep us around, and then we strike it up. A couple of times in that first half.
Yeah.
Who knows how this thing could pan out?
Yeah. So, Fred, one of the things about Miami that sticks out to me is they got a really good secondary.
Yeah.
What do you think about that group and kind of this Vic Fangio defense, and how's that going to affect Sam Howell?
It's the Vic Fangio defense is made for these two corners. Xavier Howard, Jaden Ramsey, and don't forget about Holland at free safety. He is playing some ball.
Hey, Jason, can you look up? He's listed on the injury report. Can you just double check that real quick?
So the thing about
probably tired.
That
long run.
I was gonna say, you know what he did with all corners think about? When we pick off a Hail Mary, usually we just hit the ground, game over with.
That's before the half too.
Yeah,
right?
I'm just like, go and take it out of there, young man.
What was interesting about that, I'm not sure if you guys been watching the Hard Knocks stuff. I haven't watched Hard Knocks about the Dolphins, but they showed a clip of that particular play. And when he scored, Mike McDaniels and ran straight to the locker room. And he was like, hold on, extra point. Extra point. And I'm like, I don't know what happened because they cut the clip. But that's just showing you, man, what kind of team they got. It's fun over there.
You could tell that they having fun. And if you're a DB for Vic Fangio, you're going to have fun because you mostly a zone blitz corner. You mostly playing with your eyes and reacting. And he's going to try to set opposite teams on fire. He's going to always try to go +1. All right. So if you're leaving the tight end in, he's going to go 6. All right, if you're leaving the back end, he's going to go 6, might add 7. He want the ball to come out hot because he want to make tackles. All right, but he don't want, if Vic Fangio, he ain't about that yak. That's why you see them swarm to the ball like that. So you're going to have to man up and beat some of these guys. So maybe we can use some of the cornerback size they got. We can use that against them. Because usually tall corners don't like to check short wide receivers. It's just not in their real well. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, and I think the other thing that sticks out to me is that, they like to play good coverage structures, 4 over 3, 3 over 2. They're pretty good about that. And the guy's got ball skills, right?
Yeah. All of them got ball skills.
Jalen Ramsey got 3 interceptions. Obviously, we talked about Holland with the pick 6.
He got back and got 3 picks.
Yeah. Howard, he's having a good year.
He's always been a ball hog.
So,
always.
To me, you got to be kind of fastidious with the football, and the receivers need to protect the throw.
Yeah.
The quarterback needs to trust that. So that's kind of high-level thought, offense, defense.
Does that make this a Logan Thomas game?
Maybe. I mean,
I've been saying that for the last few weeks, though, when we have situations like this. You know, it's time for us to lean on him a little bit.
A B-Rob game out the backfield.
But I definitely believe it's a B-Rob game.
Yeah.
In the run game and the passing game.
I think B-Rob has to have 25 total touches for us to win this game.
Or collectively, you know.
I'm saying, like, I don't care if it's 17 rushes and 6-7 catches. I just think if he don't touch the ball 25 times, we don't have a chance to beat these guys up and win this game.
all right, let's sit this real quick. So Jason always comes up with really fun segments, right?
Yeah.
There's no kind of fun title on this, though, Jason, so I'm a little disappointed in that. There's no, like, let's be a gangster or something. But who in this game needs to be a star, dominate, a problem, and a dog? Let's start with a star to win this football game.
None other than, the obvious.
Who?
Sam.
Every week's got to be Sam.
Hold on to the ball.
I feel like we need to take Sam off this list, but yeah, go ahead, Sam.
No, I just be honest. Like, offensively, everything is driven through him.
Yeah.
And we've honestly seen games where when he's a little off, the offense just doesn't go as well. You know. And when he's on, we are the best, one of the better offenses in the league. You know, just off of numbers wise.
Yeah.
You know. And when you see some of the performances, it's because of him being just one of those guys. So here's another game. We're going against a tough opponent. I can't see the Sam, because oddly to say, at home, man, we've been seeing it more. Yeah, Sam has been that guy at home that have these games. He did it against Buffalo. He did it against the Giants. So what Sam will we get at home? So I'm hoping to see the Sam that we saw against Philly at home. You know, the guy that's going to go score for toe with you, toe for toe, find the open guy, be gritty. You know what I mean? Don't allow the pressure to rattle him. I want to see that Sam this week. So Sam's got to be the star.
I think my star has to be B-Rob. I'm going to go with B-Rob. I think B-Rob got to be the brightest star on the field to give us a legit chance to win this game. Because I do got faith that Sam going to clean up, and I think he can go toe-to-toe with Tua yards wide. But I think the defining factor will be who can make Tua sit over there and watch the game with the cheetah. And I think B-Rob
for sure.
has that ability to sit them over there on 10-play, 12-play, 13-play drives to the point where the Miami Dolphins offense can't get his footing, can't get moving, can't get going. So my star today is Brian Robinson.
So for me, I'm going to go outside the box a little bit. I'm going to say a name.
Tressway?
Nope. I'm going to say Christian Garcia. Does anyone know who that is?
Hell no.
And no one knows who that is, right?
Is he the stat guy?
So he has been promoted to defensive backs coach since people left, right?
All right.
Everyone that I talk to talks about how smart he is, how dynamic he is, how what a good teacher he is.
Yeah.
And for me, Ron's got a new system going in.
Yeah.
We're expecting a little more cover 3, a little bit more man, a little simpler, right? He's got a lot of teaching to do this week.
Yeah.
Can he get these corners, Fuller, Butler, all these guys in the back end on the same page and locked in, because they got a big task this week, kind of to disrupt that timing. So for me, can he get those guys ready on a short week? John Keim's been talking about how they got to do more teaching in the back end. Yeah. He's supposed to be a good teacher.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens. So I think that'll be really interesting.
The funny part is, how did you used to act when you come in the classroom and you find out you're teaching out there?
You go crazy, teacher, right? Go crazy.
When Mr. Garvey come in there, he can't pronounce nobody's name because he knew. Do you keep ruckus, or do you just continue to be that good student?
As a student, or as a football player?
As a student.
Oh, I know you were getting
Who got the cards? First thing I say, who got the cards?
Anybody got dice?
We playing cards all day. You hear me? I'm in the back of the class today.
All right, so who's got to dominate? Fred, you can start this one off.
And there go my Sam Howell.
Sam Howell?
So the star B-Rob, dominate, meaning keep the ball moving, stay clean, stay off that ground, all right? And don't throw turnovers. Don't throw them. Don't fumble them. Stay clean. Be dominant. So if I told you Sam Howell dominated, what comes straight to your mind? Oh, he must have threw for 330 yards.
Right.
Because that's what he's already put in your head. So I'm going to say the young Airwolf, Sam Snow, should be the most dominant person on the field.
Well, I told you who my star was supposed to be, and that was Sam. Yeah. So the only way he's going to be a star is the front line dominate.
Yeah.
So I think the offensive line has to dominate. This is the game where the offensive line, they have a lot of guys. Yeah. Wilkins, they got a lot of guys that can get after you. I think this team has the most players with 4 more sacks.
Yeah,
2 of them have 6.
Phillips is out. Phillips is hurt, but they've got some good players.
They just got Pierre-Paul, and I'm not sure if he's playing. Jason Pierre-Paul, I'm not sure if he's playing this week, but what's his name? Chubbs. He's no
Bradley Chubbs.
He's no slouch. Wilkins in the middle is no slouch.
Christian Wilkins.
Hey, he's a phenomenal player. So offensively up front, we have to be sound. I think this is one of the games that we have to see these guys collectively play together. I've seen a lot of teams getting the chance of doing stunts on us, coming late with these late blitzes, and a guy or two are missing guys. Man, they have to play so sound in the run game and the passing game. Because I think, what you talked about, if your star being B-Rob, if he going to be a star, then that means offensive line was a star. Because we have to see those lanes and see some of the lanes that we've seen the last few weeks. Because I feel like the last few weeks have been some of our better weeks when it came to running the ball. You know what I mean? Because he had 15 carries last week, he had 17 the week before, and if you add, Rodriguez and all those guys, they've both been running the ball well. So my star would be Sam. The dominant guys had to be up front.
Yeah, I agree. And, that Sam Cosme, Wilkinson's matchup is going to be interesting. Can those guys handle all the line stunts? They don't pressure it. On third down, they pressure a lot.
Yeah.
But in down to down, they don't pressure all the time. So can you handle those stunts like you're talking about? I think that's an excellent one, Tana. You kind of took mine because I was going to say Sam Cosme. But I'm going to say two guys that got to be dominant this week are Deron Payne and John Allen. They, especially with this team.
Offense.
Right? Can you stop the run? Yeah. Can you be decisive? Can you create penetration? And if the defensive backfield can hold up the way we're hoping they can you create quick pressure? Because Tua's not a big man.
Yeah.
Let's get in his face, make it hard for him to see.
Get your hands up.
That's right. So I think if those guys play well in conjunction with the back end and they dominate the up front, which they can.
Yeah.
Because that's the best kept secret in the NFL.
Yeah.
The Miami Dolphins offensive line is not as good as people think.
But the game plan makes them look
correct.
Good.
So can we offset that with our game plan and put these guys in a good spot? So who needs to be a problem in a good way? Teddy, you want to start?
Yeah. The problem got to be the defense as a whole.
Okay.
It got to be it got to show the Dolphins something that they came into the game like, man, we've been watching what Del Rio was doing, and this is totally different. And it's not different in the sense to where they just they just going out here and disguising things. They're playing more sound. They're playing more like we talked about. You know what? We're not going to man this right here because we know we can be destroyed by being in man. But what we're going to do is we're going to be able to know and communicate and tell. When we see these funky formations and these Tyreek Hills line up in the doggone H-back and doing these motions out of the backfield, we're going to show you, okay, we're not in man. Go ahead and do what you want to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then now we force the quarterback to say, oh, we expected something else. We expected somebody to go out there with them. They just say it in their same formation. Now I have to go to plan B or C. And with him going to plan B or C, now he got pressure in his face and he can't perform the way he wanted to perform because of that motion didn't go as well as planned to get that defense out of that look. So the defense have to be a problem as one, and I think it starts up front, but it definitely ends in the back end.
By the way, did you just dig wax out of
your ear? No, I was pulling my ear and it just popped, and I was like, oh my gosh, am I dying? But I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm okay, guys. I'm okay.
Well, my dog...
No problem.
My problem. You know I am a dog.
I want to talk about wax and
my fault. I think Jahan Dotson.
Blurt that out of there, Jason.
I think Jahan Dotson got to be a problem.
I like it.
Because you know why? Every time this dude balls out, we usually win that game. Like it's just something that correlates. Like, but when he comes up missing, we don't have a chance to win these games. So I'm gonna say him, and I want to see Jahan Dotson do it against big time corners. Ain't gonna get no big time than these two pair that you're about to play. I want to see you work somebody that then showed over years I can pretty much stop anybody I want to. I want to see him go out there and be a problem for those two guys. I also want to see him run after the catch. Now I just seen him catch balls, diving. I just seen him catch balls going out of bounds. I need a yak day from him. I need a yak day from Jahan Dotson. So not only is he catching the ball, he's getting 10, 12, 13 extra yards after the catch. I need him to be a problem for 4 quarters to give us a chance to win this game.
Really like that a lot. That's excellent. For me, it's Kendall Fuller. And what I mean by Kendall is he gets the ball, he turns the ball over. Well.
Yeah.
They're going to challenge him a little bit in this game, I have a feeling. You're not the fastest guy in the whole world.
It's been 6 weeks since we had an interception.
Turn the football over, because when you look at the Bills, the Philly game, all those games that they lost, Tua's throwing the interceptions, or they're putting the ball on the ground. Get your hands on a football. Let's get an interception. Get one. Let's totally change the complexion of this game and give us a chance to do some stuff here. And then dogs. You got a dog? You were jumping. You were jumping on the dogs. What do you got?
He is a dog.
Run, German Shepherd Pain.
You took mine.
That's what I want. Like, listen, at the end of the day, usually we all have that, every year you had that one game that was kind of your signature game that year.
Yeah.
I'm waiting on that signature. I'm waiting on that Pain game. I'm waiting on that game. Like, we didn't seen it for like series. But I'm talking about 4 quarters of just biting whatever move. Like, at the end of the day, in front of his locker, it should be a beware dog. Like, Listen, I'm telling you right now, if the run pain comes out here and wreck this game, that tells me one thing: they won't be running the ball successfully. All right, so if you can get them and make them one-dimensional, Tua has proved us the more he has to throw, the more you got a chance to turn him over, the more you got a chance to win this ball game. The run pain certified K9.
Well, they offense have given up, I think, 10 turnovers in the last. Trying to find out. I think the last 5 or 6 games. Yeah. But I would say for my dog, I think we just alluded to that the offense from the Dolphins the offensive line is not playing that well. So I think our D line is going to have a fair chance of dominating those guys. So my dog will have to be the 2 linebackers. I need Barden and Jamin Davis.
So good.
The reason why I say this is because there's going to be matchups that this is a copycat league. They've seen Jamin Davis get beat on his wheel route a million times.
Yeah,
they've seen at times where these guys not being responsible for those gaps and
getting there late.
They're spelling the run here and there. They love to run that ball. They love to stretch it and be able to cut back. These guys got to be so relentless going downhill. Every time you see them stick that ball in that gut and they know it's a run for sure, they need to be tattooing those guys, because I do believe that they have some of the better running backs in the league, but I don't think they want that physicality. You know what I mean?
How you gonna have to beat
I don't think they want those guys to be teeing off on them every play, because to me, I believe that when you got a guy like Moister that's built like a receiver, he don't want to be taking those licks in the backfield. Right. He want to get going. And if he take a couple of them downfield after he done got 10 yards, he feel a little better. But if he getting hit in the mouth after a 2-yard loss, it makes him think about it next time. And so those guys, our linebackers, which we've been kind of waiting for the linebacker play to kind of pick up a little bit, I believe those guys have to be our dogs, because I think the guys up front are already going to have a chance to really get after them.
Love that. Might have been my favorite one of the whole segment.
It don't shock me.
I mean,
because it's a very offensive show we got going on.
You could probably pick better ones.
We're learning it when I need.
So, just a reminder, at Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe every sport should be epic. That's why we offer an NFL early payout offer. Get your straight bets paid out or parlay selections marked as a winner when your team goes up by 17 points, regardless of whether the opponent comes back to win the game. Our NFL early payout offer has hit over 52 times this season. 52. Use the QR code to sign up and see for yourself why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Official sports betting partner of the Washington Commanders. And I got the read now, right?
Yep.
Must be 21 or older and physically located in Virginia. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER. So game predictions now?
Yeah, but before we move on, Hater Jason's going to come in a little bit, but Hopeful Jason is here.
Hopeful.
I know you alluded to this. I brought this up in the production meeting. I want to bring it up for our fans, but the any given Sunday thing. I read this to you guys when you were in the production meeting.
That.
This is the first time the league leader in rushing TDs and reception TDs were on the same team.
Yep.
And they faced the last ranked scoring defense since 2020. All right. Last time this happened. That was the Vikings versus Cowboys. At the time, Dalvin Cook was the rushing TD leader.
Yep.
And Adam Thielen was the reception TD leader, going against the last place defense Cowboys.
Yes.
All right. Now, Cook and Thielen, they got theirs. Cook got his touchdown.
Yeah.
Thielen had 2.
Yeah.
But the Cowboys, in their last ranked defense,
beat them.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you say it's a chance.
Possible.
Say anything is possible.
You
say it's a chance for us today.
So, Jason, what are we doing? Are we doing game predictions now, or are we doing Commander's Court? All right. So, predictions. Tana, do you want to go first? I kind of want to.
We know what Tana goes to say.
I know, but so I kind of want to take Tana's route here.
Put a stamp on it for me. Put a stamp on it for me.
What you got?
No, you finna take my route. You said
no, because what I want to say is I don't want to say they're going to win, they're going to lose.
Yeah.
I want to say
You want good football.
I want good football.
Yeah.
I want to see what Ron comes out with. I want to see those linebackers play fast and confident.
Yes.
I want to see us disrupt them in the back end enough where they're not just throwing the ball and running the ball all over the yard.
Yeah.
Offensively, I want to see Sam Howell develop, and I think he can develop against his secondary. That's what I'm hoping to see in this game. And I think it's possible. Is it going to be challenging?
Yes.
Absolutely. But that's what I'm hoping to see. Is Washington favored in this game?
Yeah. No.
Absolutely not.
No.
And you see why. We're having a hard time. But that's what I'm hoping to see in this game.
I'm hoping to see I'm excited to see what a Ron Rivera defense looks like.
Me too.
I want to see if it's more corner friendly. I want to see if it's more aggressive. I want to see is it a little bit more physical because I think it's a difference when your head coach is in your meeting room every day calling the shots. I want to see this dude drinking a gallon of water.
First time.
Lord have mercy.
Lord have mercy.
Is that their Hawks? But that's what I want to see. I ain't going to put no number on it. I just want to see. Put it like this. If the fans are still in there cheering at the fourth quarter with 6 minutes to go, that means it's a tight game. We got a chance.
Well, I want to say, first and foremost.
Did we do a good job?
I want to tip my hat off to you guys.
There we
taking
go.
a page out of my book.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't steer you wrong. So I must add to that trust me, I just want to see these guys go out there and play competitive football. If they give themselves a chance, who knows how them fans are going to react to that in that second half, knowing that we in this game against the Dolphins, the almighty Dolphins. You know what I mean? I remember growing up, Miami Dolphins, Miami Dolphins, Miami Dolphins #1. I used to want to go up on that because my dad was a big time Dolphin fan and I wasn't. I was a 49er fan.
Yeah.
But to add to what you guys are talking about, who cares about the points?
Yeah.
Right now, we got 5 games left. These guys are first on the list. Let's go out there and play some football. Let's go play some meaningful football, fly around, tattoo a couple of guys, and then see if they still want to be in the game. Because, when you come in as world beaters, you think it's going to be a cakewalk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when you hit somebody in the mouth, like Coach Gibbs used to say, I want to hit them.
See that? Right
Hit them
there.
right there. Hit them right there in their mouth.
Really?
On that lip coat?
Right on the chin?
Right there.
Yeah.
Coach Gibbs wants you to tattoo a chin or two. You hear me?
And then ain't nothing intimidating about a dolphin.
Yeah.
If we were swimming right now and I was like, hey, it's a dolphin coming.
Don't dolphins
Tell 'em,
kill
hurry
sharks?
up.
Yeah, come on, man. I'm not scared of no dolphin. All right, so I don't want nobody else to be scared of no dolphin.
Yeah, that's how we look.
All right. So now, everyone, back by popular demand. Everyone loves this segment.
Yeah.
It's Commander Court featuring intern Caroline and hater Jason.
Yes. Silky Johnston.
So, and this is presented by the Read for Friday. Let's read that one. Northwest Federal is the official credit union of the Washington Commanders. Stop searching.
Stop.
Go Northwest.
Go.
Check out nwfcu.org/Washington to see how easy it is to join and how Northwest can help make your money work for you. There we go. I got it, Fred.
You got it.
Stop by a branch or visit nwfcu.org/Washington today.
I thought they would say NWA. I'm going to go straight out of Compton on them right there.
Hi, Caroline. How you doing?
Hello, guys.
Took you a minute to get to that
How you
mic.
doing?
Sorry.
Baby,
I done unmute. Everything good?
Yeah.
You ready for some Commander Court today? We got Hater Jason here, too.
Yeah, he's
The pirate Jason, really.
I just don't know why all pirates are haters. I don't know.
SpongeBob.
Blackbeard.
So,
Pirate from SpongeBob.
Hater, you got some takes today, right?
Yeah, I got one.
And Caroline's going to judge it, right?
Yeah. What you got?
London Fletcher.
All right. Bubba Bagswell.
Stop.
That's
How
my
do you
guy.
just like
That's my
you
London.
always say London's
I'm leading his Hall of Fame movement.
Hey.
I am.
this guy.
I'm with Fred. London Fletcher, but he doesn't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame.
What?
Nope. Don't think so. Here's why.
Okay.
He has 20 less tackles in his career than Ray Lewis.
You say 20?
20 less. Not enough.
All right.
He has 8 less interceptions. 8 less than Ray Lewis.
All right.
14,
In his career,
15?
16.
he has 2.5 less sacks than Ray Lewis. It's not enough.
He could have failed right into 2.5 sacks. Let's be honest.
And London did all of this in 1 less season than Ray Lewis. He didn't play as long.
Okay.
Doesn't deserve to be in. And
Hate.
London. The only thing I'll give London
Yeah.
is his 40 times better than yours, Fred. At a 4.38. 40 times pretty good.
It's not. All right, first of all, I'm going to reverse yours.
Elizabeth.
First of all, I'm going to reverse yours. You really hate it on me. Because everything you said about London, if Ray Lewis is the gold standard for linebacker,
If he's
and
the
this
platoon.
dude got 20 less tackles, and
In one season less, right?
yeah. So guess what? He's supposed to be right up there with him. He shouldn't have had to wait this long.
First of all,
let's be honest.
he
First
should be
ballot.
crip walking into the doggone Hall of Fame. Because honestly, so if you mean to tell me if he has 20 less of Ray, if Ray's the standard, then where's Urlacher?
Yeah.
He's not in front of London, and he's in the Hall of Fame.
He's in the Hall of Fame.
So that's why our argument is what it is.
Hey, the one thing about it, the one thing he didn't do, and that's just because of his personality, London I'm talking about, he wasn't a salesman like Ray Lewis.
Yeah.
But it's the same
And then he played for the Redskins.
Yeah. Think about it. And then we wasn't winning championships, but he won one with the Rams. So all I got to say is this. You're wrong about his Hall of Fame chance. He should be already in the Hall of Fame. It's a travesty. It's a shame. It's just terrible.
Just to add to that, he played 16 years, never missed a game.
Never missed a game
For 16 years. So I care less how many Ray played more. We ain't never missed a game.
Yeah.
And you got all that, and you accomplished all, and we know how difficult it is, especially the linebacker position.
You hitting people every
first
week,
of all,
every day.
we see how big Logan is.
Yeah.
And Logan say, man, it was times in practice he ain't want to see the guy.
No.
You know what I mean?
Look at his nose.
He didn't want to see. He said at times he tried to creep up on London, and London still turned around and surprised him and gave him something.
Yeah.
So when you have a guy as big as Logan, looking at a guy like that and knowing what he's bringing to practice, not when you talk about the game, but just imagine if he's doing that in practice, what he was doing to guys on game day. We saw him on game day hitting guys, and I just be on the sideline like, Lord have mercy, help that child, because I will hope he can get up in one piece. The way
El Capitan, he's supposed to been in the Hall of Fame. Shame on you, Hall of Fame.
Shame on you.
And I just think it's the other stuff too, man. Like Ray Lewis always does those speeches and rah-rah, and he got on. Like London was, 10 years I played. He was the best leader that I was ever around.
El Capitan.
Like I never was around a guy, quarterback, any position, who would just be like, hey, this is not, practice is not good enough for doing it over.
Start it over.
And the amount of courage it takes to do that, the amount of confidence it takes from the guys, like, I can't say enough. Coming in with him was such a blessing.
I'm just going to add to that. I mean, I just saw a clip the other day, and this is something that we laugh about now to this day. In 2012, when Sherman bit his lip by talking trash to me before the game, and old, Trent Williams met him after the game and say, yeah, you talking all that junk. He like, yeah. He said, I should have punched you in your face. Sherman told him to do it. When Trent hit him in the face, London was the guy that told Sherm, hey, get him out of here. Sherm was like looking at London like as if he was his dad. Like, hey, he pushed me in the face. London like, hey, get him out of here. So we're talking about a guy who's a leader, who's respected by everybody.
Got your back.
Who has your back. But London was a guy that when he spoke, it was like listening to your dad or a big brother or uncle. Like I told him, like, one of the things that to this day, like I hang my coat on and my hat, that I had London on one of my podcasts that I did earlier when I first retired. I had the Santana Moss show. And the first thing London said is, Tanner, I respected you as a player. What I just told you, what I wanted from my guys. He said, because one thing I can say about you, I watch you get ready for every practice. The same. He said, bro, you was so routine. You had your back plasters. And he said, you being a number one guy, playing with guys like Bruce and Torrey Holt and all those guys, I know what a number one guy expected from coaches. He said, you being that guy and showing me the way you went out about your business gave me the notion that this is a guy I can count on. And so when you hear a guy respect you and knowing the respect I have for him, hey, that's my guy. So,
well, first of all, the Hall of Fame a year too late. Because last year, I watched DeMarcus Ware mess up the national anthem, stink it up.
Oh, my
and I watched him get put in the Hall of Fame. I'm sorry, London number's better. He just paid for the Cowboys. All right, so at the end of the day, it's time. You can make up for your mistakes.
Let's do it. This is the year.
He's supposed to have his bust, and I hope they get it right, because I know I'm going to walk right in the can and take a picture with his bust like CeeLo Green.
I knew that. I knew that was the first thing out of your mouth. Intern Caroline, it seems like you have an easy judgment here, but people don't know this about you. You are a national champion. You have a ring, right? Big old ring. You know a lot about leadership. How important is leadership? What do you think about London as a leader? And you know London from being around here. Like, do you think he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame?
For one, absolutely. Two, for Fred just clowning him every single day, and to hear these things, just so typical Fred. But as far as London being in the building, he, first of all, might be the nicest guy.
He's very nice.
Ever. I mean, from day one of me coming in, he learned my name from day one, which
is
was
tough.
a small thing, but I appreciate it because,
That's how he is, though.
Yeah, that's how London is. But when we talk about London getting the Hall of Fame, the one just thing I hate is that we only compare him to Ray Lewis, which is what you guys said is the gold standard.
I was going to say, well, that's good.
It's a great thing. But then when you're comparing his numbers, it's like, come on, he's got to be better than some of these guys that are in.
That's already in. Bingo.
I mean, we talked about this beforehand, but it has to do with Pro Bowls, the teams you're playing on. But like, what did he do with what he had was incredible. Yeah. And the leader he was, you guys literally talk about it still, but everyone in the building just really respects him, and he's the glue guy. You need one of those people on your team.
Bingo.
No matter what level, even in D3 soccer. Shout out Teeny Women Soccer. But I appreciate that.
See, I told you.
That's why she's here though.
I told y'all Carolina would be good for doing this. I mean,
good job, Carolina.
Yeah, thank you. But I hope London gets us this year because
we go.
Very deserving of it.
Well, you got another hater take.
Well, no matter how much you hate, you can't hate on London Fletcher being in the Hall of Fame.
No, you cannot hate on that.
It's a travesty he's not in there.
Now, producer Jason.
That's why I called out DeMarcus Ware.
No, this is still hater Jason, but you just can't hate on London being in the Hall of Fame. Okay. I'm going to say a real quick story for London because I grew up a fan of the team. And
is he going to be on the podcast next week, by the way?
He's coming on next week. He's going to join us. We're going to talk about his career.
Dude, that's going to be so fun.
Yeah, it's going to be great. London's great.
You're going to have some fun.
But I wanted to talk about the man of London that I got to know.
Yeah.
He was out with us at the Pro Bowl at Vegas when we were covering our guys out there. And one of the nights he was like, hey, for all your guys' effort, the producers and everybody there for your effort, let's go on out to dinner. And I thought we were just going to go to a hotel bar, somebody grab something like that. And he took us to the Eiffel Tower. Full dinner, anything we wanted, all on him, and he was like, thank you guys for everything you did. It was the most romantic dinner I have been in a long time. The Eiffel Tower, London Fletcher, just big steaks.
Did you look in his eyes slowly?
I sat right next to him. He was so nice. And but London, I don't, watching him as a player, I don't understand where that mean streak came.
Yeah.
Because off the field, he is so nice.
Yeah, I feel he's
nice.
So it was like,
we all have to kind of
turn it on and turn it off.
That thing on when we go on the switch. And that goes for any one of us. We kid on Fred all the time about him being funny and just a hilarious, but you have to flip the switch. You have to be a different guy between those lines.
Caroline, you got something?
Yeah, one more thing. The fact that he never missed a game in his career
is
so
it's impossible.
It's impossible.
Impossible.
You guys think of literally load management. I know they don't.
Man, you can stump your toe and not play.
Yeah, I know.
Easily. You can wake up you can wake up and you can't turn your neck.
And he's a linebacker.
And there was a long time where he didn't miss a practice.
Yeah.
That was the other thing. Until his last year when he messed up his ankle really bad.
Yeah.
Like he was always practicing.
Yeah,
And he
I
was,
know it.
And he was practicing like an absolute lunatic.
That's why I say he's honestly, we talk about this game we play, and it's a train wreck or a car wreck every time we hit each other.
Yeah.
He's literally that train or that car.
He's that train
every time. So for him not to miss a game, man, it's unimaginable.
And I got a picture I found of him from John Carroll. He had a high top fade.
Did he really?
Yeah.
You gotta bring it in. Yeah. You gotta bring it in.
And we'll talk to him on the pod about how the injuries he fought through.
I'll be doing my investigation.
He'll let us.
Dude,
but I got
a funny.
Great. You definitely got to.
So can I tell a quick Lennon? Can we drop this presence thing? I just want to tell Lennon's story real quick.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so I remember I sprained my AC joint bad against the Buffalo Bills. I was in the wedge back, like Mike Sellers and Kendrick Golden. We were holding hands, and I got jacked up, and I sprained my AC joint bad. I couldn't even pick my arm up. We've had one probably, right? Couldn't pick it up. So I'm in there and I'm like, man, I can't pick my arm up. I'm gonna and Fletcher would come in. He'd be like, what you got? I was like, oh man, I sprained my AC joint. It's a grade 2. He's like, oh, I did that. I didn't miss a play. They taped my arm to my body. Yeah. And I played the rest of the game.
That's him.
And I was like, I guess I got practice tomorrow.
There's him. Like, I done been in the huddle, look like his eye hanging out. Push that back in. We got 2 quarters to
He's
go.
a different dude, man. So, that kind of toughness, you know what I'm saying, that he brought. I remember spraying my MCL in my knee, right? Yeah. And I couldn't walk. I was hurt so bad. And he goes, oh, I did that. And I was like, what'd you do that? He's like, I did a grade 3, so that means the thing's all the way gone.
You every time.
Yeah. And he's like, I didn't miss. I only missed the play to tape it up.
I got a funny one too. So I'm not sure if Fred was around, but later in his years, he gave that speech right when we catch the punt to go back into the.
Oh yeah.
And you know me, I ain't saying nothing. And London was like, Tanner, break us down. Now, I'm the wrong person to break us down because 1, I ain't got nothing nice to say. 2, I'm on some Hennessy before the game. So all I did was MF, 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 and break it down. Everybody like, And I'm like, why London put me on the spot like
put you
that?
right on the spot. It's good to choose the person that don't talk.
Yeah.
But it was just funny and odd at the same time. Like, man, you know I ain't got nothing nice to say right
I'm
now.
gonna tell you a hater move he did.
To you?
Of course he did.
You deserved
to me.
it.
All right, we in the game playing the Giants, and we in the huddle. Me and him, Bluefoot. So I turned. I like, hey guy, them guys actually Giants. They were like, what? I like Plexico 6'6". Shockey 6'5", Eli 6'4", and Brandon Jacobs is 300 pounds. They were like, well, we gonna split they count. When they hiked the ball, Jacobs comes straight through the line. He run me over, right? And he knocked my helmet off. Guess who there picked my helmet up and looking at me laughing? So I'm on the ground. I get up. London like, hey, man, put your helmet on. What you doing? I like, maybe if you hit it so he gets back into me, he wouldn't be running me over like that. So, yeah, that's him. That's who he is.
All right. Well, we can't wait to have London on a couple weeks, or next week, right?
Yeah.
Next week.
Next
So can't wait to do that. So, hater Jason, producer Jason, thank you as always. Intern Caroline, you're always the best. Great insight. And, thank you guys for listening to the podcast.
Yeah,
Make sure you check it out. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. And,
Yeah.
man, that hawk out there.
They're hot.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe every sport should be epic. Right now, new customers can choose between 2 offers when they open any account at Bet365. Use the QR code to sign up. Deposit $10 and choose between either first bet safety net offer by placing a bet up to $1,000. And if your qualifying bet loses, you receive a match refund in bonus bets. Or bet and get offer and place a bet of $5 or more and get $150 in bonus bets. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365, official sports betting partner of the Washington Commanders. Must be 21 or older and physically located in Virginia. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.